This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
This year, I took some of the biggest risks in my business than ever before. Why? Because growing a business to the next level is all about taking risks. Was it scary? Of course, I was spending more time, money, energy, and resources on these risks than ever before in my entrepreneurial career. But as they say, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Did it pan out that way? Let's talk about some of the risks I took in 2022, what they were, what I had to give up, and whether or not I think it was worth it in the end. One of the first things I did earlier this year was sign up for an online digital media marketing course. And this was the first time I took a really in-depth and interactive course like this. So it involved a lot of hot seat coaching with the actual experts running the course, worksheets, recorded tutorials, and honestly, so much more. This risk falls under the category of time and money. So it was not cheap. Courses like this one can cost upwards of $8,000. So why would I pay that much money? I believe that education is one of the best investments you can make in your life, regardless of what stage of business you're at. There is always more to learn, and I can only get myself so far with the experience I have, and after that, it's just a matter of trial and error. I'll pay, honestly, any amount to fast track myself through some of those hurdles. I'm not just paying for the knowledge and the lessons. I'm investing in what it will hopefully, that's the risk, bring me in the future. And in this case, that's more revenue for my business through expanding our team and improving the structure of our business, better digital products, better launch strategy, better email marketing, better communication with my audience, and then, better content online as a whole. Time was another thing that I had to sacrifice a lot of for this. A lot of these Zoom calls took place during business hours, meaning that it would take me away from my day-to-day business activities to be able to accommodate this course, as well as the time to participate in the homework and the work I was, being told to do to advance my career based on what I was being told in the course. Was it worth it? Sure, that's what you would love to know. Yes, it was. So not only did I learn concepts and knowledge that I will use in all of my future endeavors, like an online course that I'm building, but I also already applied a lot of what I learned to my new website and digital products, which have all done really well since. So this course that I took helped me figure out where I could outsource tasks and then gain the confidence to hire. I'm obviously only one human with the same 24 hours in a day as you. So there's only so much one can accomplish in a day, week, month, year before I need to hire on more bodies. Spending money on hiring people is obviously expensive, but the benefit is that you can start to see the upsides of this risk pretty quickly. So you're able to offload excess work, multiply your capacity for output, and have more brains to collaborate on ideas and strategy. This year, I hired a new virtual assistant who was actually qualified as one, so I had to pay her accordingly, a TikTok marketing strategist, and a CFO to accurately track my finances so I securely know where I stand. Now, my assistant can help me manage my email marketing, track payments, take on customer service inquiries, send analytics to my clients, and so much more. I can offload a lot more of these little tasks that aren't 100% necessary for me, myself, to be performing in my business. My TikTok marketing strategist helps me plan and film my TikTok and Reel content so I can remain consistent on those platforms, and I just know I need this because this is one area I've really struggled with in the past. And my CFO tracks where all my money comes from, where it goes, and then they put together these charts where I can compare it to previous years and see where I stand. If you have the time, you can do this yourself too, but not this girl. So when growing any business, you need to outline the tasks that you as the CEO need to 100% tackle yourself. Then any of the ones that don't absolutely need to be you, hand it off. So this allows me to focus on the big picture as a whole. As the saying goes, it takes an army, and my army is growing. So relating back to that course and hiring my VA, I asked her to develop a set of standard operating procedures, otherwise known as SOP'S. And this is one of the first things I asked her to do. So these documents are kind of tough to measure the ROI of, but they're more of a long-term play. For all of the roles and procedures in my business, I now have an SOP that specifically outlines the activities necessary to perform or complete that task or do a certain job. When I hire new people on in the future, these SOPs are set and ready to go, and no physical person has to explain all of these to someone. So it's a massive time saver and just much more efficient for the process in general. Initially, this was a time investment for me because I had to train my VA on all of the tasks I needed her to perform. But after that, it just became kind of a financial investment because I had to pay her to then go and create all of these SOPs. So that did take time away from other tasks I would like her to be able to do in the future. But like I said, it's a one-time investment. So once they're done, they're done. Unless that process changes, they never really need to be done again. I'm so glad I did this now because now all of the aspects of my business operations are outlined, defined, and communicated much more efficiently and direct and just easy to understand. The third thing I did was I redid my entire website from the ground up to not only make it look more professional because I personally made my old website, but to emphasize my digital products. So I worked with a company out of Australia actually called Hello Hello Studio, and I was so happy with the final product. Now, I don't have a background in web design or development, and I didn't have the time to do this. So it was important for me to not only hire an external company to help me with this, but also one that could develop a website on a platform such as Squarespace so that I could go in and update or customize it as needed. And it was easy for me to maintain as with my limited knowledge. This obviously took a lot of time and a lot of money. I think in total the project took 3 or 4 months, but the payoff was immediate. I saw an immediate growth in sales of my digital products and much more positive feedback from my customers. The biggest risk was that this was expensive. There is a huge range of what web development or design can cost, but one like mine can cost upwards of $4,500. So obviously this wasn't an easy pill to swallow, but I knew that in the end it would be worth it. Which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, and that's...
You enjoying this video? Cool. Couple things I'm gonna ask you to do then. 1, maybe subscribe to my channel. 2, listen to me talk about Squarespace for a minute. Thanks. I used Squarespace to make my website. I legitimately did, even before they paid me to do this ad. The template I chose was clean and stylish, and I literally built it myself. I really struggle with design, but Squarespace made it super easy for me to showcase my portfolio beautifully. The platform is super easy for me to customize, update regularly, and I can get analytics about the purchases made on my digital products through my online store. And I run my own business, so I don't have time to learn a whole new platform. All right, so head over to Squarespace for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you can use this code right here to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks, Squarespace. Now back to the video.
The next risk I took was to invest more money into software that would improve my processes. Some of these included LastPass, Zapier, ClickUp, and ConvertKit. Time is money, people. And if I can save time by making my processes more efficient, then that equals to more money for my business. My business is all virtual, so all of these tools help my team work remotely efficiently. The idea is don't waste time ever. There's no need to bother a team member and distract them when all of the info is in front of them. So when I travel, for example, Josh can just hop onto our ClickUp and see exactly what needs to be done, by what day, and all of the necessary tools required to do so. Last but not least, I just hinted at this, and that was to invest more into my email-based marketing and properly launching new digital products. Email is still one of the strongest connection methods you have with your consumer, and think about how many emails you open and interact with a day. They are meant to be action-driven and have a specific purpose. Before, I was treating it kind of willy-nilly. I didn't have a concrete strategy in place for this, and I just didn't know what I was doing. By hiring, using the info I gained from that course, and then investing in a CRM platform like ConvertKit, I now have a much better process in place. Couple that with my new website, and I was able to correctly launch new digital products for my audience in a way that was more effective and income generating. It was stressful, and I wasn't always sure I was making the right decisions, but sitting here in December of this year, I can say now it was in fact worth it. I have more traffic than ever before on my website, a much larger and more engaged email list, which has led to a higher conversion rate than ever before, and an amazing team to support me. So I am overall a less stressed person. Yay. Were all of these risks worth it? Definitely. But I wasn't throwing darts blindfolded, okay? Every risk I took was calculated. I outlined all the possible outcomes from the chances I was taking and strategically decided whether or not this risk would be worth taking. If there's any lesson I took away from this year, it was this: take more calculated risks. I hope you guys enjoyed this little insight into my business and some of the things that I did this year on the back end. If you like this video and you have any more questions about how my business works, please drop them below in the comment section and I will get back to you in soon times. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, hit the notification bell to get notified for all future videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! I didn't know I could go that high.